broadcast. You can get to us at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And of course, you can figure out or find out when I'm going to conduct these live broadcasts by following me on Twitter. And of course, the Twitter name is, excuse me, geez, Ghost Politics. That's all one word, no underscores, Ghost Politics. You got to excuse me, folks. I've been conducting business all day on this Friday afternoon. And let me tell you something. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm going to take the weekend to kind of kick back, smoke a couple of Opus X cigars, and pop open a bottle of Dom P, or maybe go out to the nearest spirit store and get me some of that expensive Cristal stuff. Because it's been a great day, or a great week as far as I'm concerned, because of the diversity of my portfolio. And hopefully, you're an individual out there that is taking the capital that you're generating from, whether it's your employment or your business or whatever the case might be, and diversifying your portfolio and maintaining the legitimacy of your assets. Anyway, we take a look at the Dow today. The Dow Jones Industrials topped off at 11,787, 0.38 to be exact. That's up 0.47%. That, I mean, to be honest with you, it's up 55.48 points. I mean, you know, let's get real. I mean, you know, it's a lot better than the folks that sold off yesterday and that made yesterday's stock market look a little grim. NASDAQ up 20 points. S&P 9.48. I mean, let me tell you something. You know, everything's looking good. And of course, for you folks that have been listening to the broadcast since the beginning, on episode 1, I did say that the oil prices will top $100 by summer. But as it looks, if you take a look at demand, you take a look at the climate, you take a look at a lot of different factors. I think oil is not only just going to reach $100 at the summertime, I think it's going to surpass it. I think we're going to see $110, $120 a barrel oil. And I think people need a brace for that as they, you know, go into the spring and summer seasons. But there's a lot to talk about the business front today. If you have anything that you want to say to me or you want to call in, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. First thing I want to talk about is Timmy Geithner. And for all you folks that don't know who old, you know, the money elf Timmy Geithner is, that's the Secretary of Treasury, the man that has literally backed up all the stimulus little bills and all these spending bills in the midst of high debts and high deficits for our American country and our nation. But he actually found the time, and in the midst of going out and speaking and, you know, being some, you know, pompous ass about his supposed economic prowess, he actually found the time to meet with, I think about 10 or 12 CEOs, top CEOs of corporations in the United States to discuss reforming tax laws for corporations, corporate taxes. And I think this is long overdue, frankly. I think that they should have sat down not only with corporations, but representatives of certain small business fronts throughout the nation here and got together with them and figured out what exactly amidst the tax code is causing them difficulty to expand or to consider, you know, a little bit more risky investment or regulations that's prohibiting them from producing more product or providing more services. Well, Timmy Geithner today is, you know, decided to kick back with the CEOs, top CEOs of America today, and who the hell knows what was really discussed, but what concerns me is that is Timmy Geithner utilizing this particular meeting as an opportunity to figure out what more taxation he can implement on corporations and small businesses, or is this an actual legitimate attempt, a legitimate handout to corporations in an attempt to legitimately make the tax code that much easier for everybody that's conducting business in this country? I don't know. I hope, you know, it's Timmy Geithner extending his hand. But you never can tell with this government. I mean, remember, folks, we have to cut spending. We're going to have to raise taxes. And I'm not trying to say this because I'm some damn bedwetting liberal long hair that wants to taxate the rich and This is not to mention the state. The states are in a bind, unless you're in Texas, folks. I mean, I know that we're in some deficits out here in Texas, but we got enough room to cut. We're not afraid to cut out here in Texas. You know, and not to mention, we've got $9 billion in cash reserves as a state, so we're not too worried about the little deficit situation that we have here in our state. We'll get through it. But you look at Illinois, who just, bamboozled their people into, legislating 66% state personal tax hikes. You take a look at California, which is, in such tremendous debt that they've already taxed their people to death. And I don't think they can implement any more taxes. And if you don't believe me, folks, you take a look at any product that's made on a national scale, like some chair, some desk. Take a look at the tag on the bottom of it. You notice that in that tag, there's special writing, there's special literature pertaining to California's Board of Furniture Making, whatever the hell. I mean, you can't even conduct business as a producer in California without going through some bureaucratic bookworm, publicly funded crap. And it's a disgrace. This overregulation and government getting into the private enterprises business is what's screwing up this country. And that's why I know that there are people out here that are disappointed in me. I've gotten a lot of emails from folks that are disappointed that I'm not a conservative anymore, that I'm not out here, trying to tell people to vote for the left or vote for the right or vote for the middle or vote for this or vote. I don't care because, folks, let's be honest. You take a look at the general American landscape. Do you honestly believe that the general mass American people have enough intelligence to comprehend the ideas and the problems and all the things that encompass a government? Do you think that they actually have enough intelligence to comprehend this and make a valid judgment call as it pertains to electing their officials who rule them? Absolutely not. So for all you folks to think that you're going to make some kind of change through politics, that politics is going to somehow get you through life, hey, what we're going to do, dude, we're going to go out, we're going to organize, and we're going to go door to door. I mean, I know I've said that in the past. I know that, in the past, I believed in this ridiculous political system that we call the American political system out here. But the only way you're going to make a true impact is by conquering the economic situation here in this country. You need to be a capitalist. You need to be somebody who thinks on an economic perception. And if you don't, you're going to be everybody else who's out here begging for a handout from Big Brother government, pissing and moaning about how your life is bad and how you have kids that you can't pay for, that you have debts that you'll never be able to pay, and all this nonsense that you put yourself in. Don't be one of those people, folks. We still live in a country, even as though it's overregulated, even though there's power-hungry autocrats in Washington trying to take away our rights, trying to take away opportunities for individuals to prosper. There is still enough opportunity out here for those of you that want to take the initiative and understand that capitalism and money is not just going to be given to you. It's not just going to be said, hey, look, I feel sorry for this person. Let me just go ahead and give him $1 million. Oh, look at this person. I feel sorry for him. Let me go ahead and give him a business. You have to take the initiative. You have to understand that all this time that you're wasting sitting on your fat ass, watching television, all this time that you're sitting on your fat ass, playing a video game or going out to the bar and buying the bimbo $8 Mai Tais that are just going to do nothing but peck you on the cheek at the end of the night anyway. All the time that you're wasting doing all this nonsense, you need to be reading. You need to be understanding what the capitalist landscape around you is so that you can capitalize on that. I mean, there are so many facets to capitalize on, but what's unfortunate, what's truly unfortunate is that we have had these power-hungry autocrats induce the mass general American public into believing that the only source of economic opportunity is to bow down to American government. And that's just utterly ludicrous. It's pathetic. And that's why I am not going to, of course, you hear things on this program that are ambiguously political. But inevitably, folks, I don't care what you vote for. As a matter of fact, I don't even think you should vote. with it, stop pissing and moaning. That's what I'm saying. And I know that the folks that are listening in right now, they're not pissing and moaning. They actually want to take the initiative, and you should. Opportunities are everywhere, folks. And let me tell you something. The reason I went into this tirade is because I'm talking about Timmy Geithner, Secretary of Treasury, meeting with CEOs in an attempt to get their insight on trying to reform the corporate tax code, and I think it needs to be reformed. Anybody who owns a corporation, anybody who's working for a corporation, already knows, it goes without saying, that you understand the amount of regulation, the amount of taxation that is implemented on business, and it's a disgrace, and it's no coincidence why we have a dwindling unemployment rate that's hitting and going off of 10%. We've got this economy that's barely trying to bounce its way back based on a service industry-oriented economy. I mean, it's a disgrace, folks. You know, I hope, Timmy Geithner, if you're listening, you money elf little freak, I hope that you actually listen to those corporate CEOs, and I hope that you reform the tax code to where it is more corporate business friendly, so that those people that own corporations or that are in charge of certain corporate structures can actually make some of the cash reserves, some of the assets they have set aside, they can cash those out and actually implement those some sort of business ventures to grow and prosper. And as a result, you'll see more jobs, you'll see more people making money, you'll see more people spending money, you'll see more economic opportunity for everybody. This overtaxation, this big brother government, shoving its face down our throat, it's enough. It's enough, and the only way that we're going to make it enough is if people get up off their fat asses and go out and start making some money. Go out and start making some money. I'm not joking. I know that people are out here, they're living, like a lump on a log. They're getting 99 weeks straight unemployment. All they got to do is go into some job interview and act like some jagoff so they don't hire them, just so they can take the paperwork to unemployment, and lo and behold, they're getting checks at $500, $600, $700 a week. I mean, what a disgrace. What a disgrace to this country. These people have no shame. They have no shame about it. I mean, this is what we need. We need, cutting on the corporate tax end, and we need cuts on the government spending end. That's what we need. And Timmy Geithner, I hope you're listening, sir. I know I've made fun of you. I know I've, probably made you look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack at times. But I hope that you're listening to those CEOs, sir, because we definitely need some damn tax reform out here. I want to do some more investing. I want to take some more risks. I'm old. I've got money. Excuse me. I'm old. I've got money. I mean, I want to go out there and take some risks, for heaven's sake, but I can't. I'm prohibited from doing so because of the overregulation and overtaxation. And I'm sick of it. I'm just plain sick of it. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I also wanted to talk a little bit about, J.P. Morgan Chase, which is, one of many financial banking institutions that are out here used by the general mass public. But J.P. Morgan actually beat the street's expectations. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and let me tell you something, I'm not one of these jagoffs that have, mounds of paper and, I got the link and I got this and I got... Look, I interpret so much information. I mean, being a capitalist, you got to be able to speed read, you got to be able to just point, click, get your news, get your information, and just start acting. Start acting based upon information. And there's a lot of information out here, but one thing that did not only catch my eye, but was a big factor in today's rally, in my personal perspective, was J.P. Morgan beating the street's expectations of 99 cents a share, I believe. And that was the street's expectations. It actually closed off, or the quarterly reports was $1.12 or $1.10, $1.12, something of that nature. Either way, it was a huge gain. It was unexpected. And basically, according to the New York Times, a lot of these banking institutions like J.P. Morgan are ready to start paying dividends on some of their stockholders. For those of you who aren't aware or don't invest in bank stocks have not been paying dividends since 2008, the credit crunch and the whole economic collapse. And as a result, for the past 3 years, anybody who's invested in any kind of bank stocks for a long period of time, expecting any kind of dividends for their investment, had a start paying dividends. Now, they're not going to start paying dividends like they did pre-2008, uh, but they're going to start slowly but surely, and hopefully this puts a little bit more confidence in the market, puts a little bit more confidence in certain financial institutions for investors to possibly go long on some of these financial institutions. It'll bring more credit back to small businesses. It'll bring more credit back to the consumer, and we'll start seeing more confidence in this rally that I have predicted since the first broadcast of this True Capitalist radio show that's going to happen for the next 2 years. But after these 2 years, folks, like I've said time and time again, it's going to be an inflated growth. It's going to be a fiat growth, rather, a lot built on credit, built on a lot of speculation. So for those of you that are smart, you've got the next 2 years to try to gather up as many assets as you possibly can in America. And I'm strongly recommended to everybody who's listening to invest into foreign emerging markets. Not only can you stretch the amount of revenue that you save in emerging markets, but at the same time, the opportunity for investment and free investment, non-regulated investment, is free out there. You just got to do your research and, got to make sure that whatever emerging market that you're going to invest in has a government that's going to be able to implement the rule of law and is going to be sustainable for a good long period of time and is going to provide security for protection of property. I think that everybody in America should, consider investing in a foreign emerging market. I mean, it's just the thing to do, because at this point in time, America, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see it out of a bad situation. There's too many things going wrong. I know that it's not going to appear that way for the next 2 years. You're going to see a lot of paper and credit prosperity, but don't let it fool you. After these Bush tax cuts are finished and they expire, after all the stimulus initiatives and all the pork and all the stuff that they put in the stimulus 2 bill and the Bush tax cut extensions, once all this wears off in 2 years, folks, we're going to see a lot of turbulence that we have never seen before in our lives. Because it's going to go without saying that we have to cut. We're going to have to cut the government spending, and we're going to have to tax somebody. And those that are going to be taxed are not going to be particularly happy. Those that are going to get their entitlements taken away from them are not going to be particularly happy. Those federal employees that they're going to have to lay off because of these cuts aren't going to be happy. The cuts for pensions and I mean, I can just go on and on. These people are going to be so upset. I would not doubt of seeing a lot of civil unrest out here after the Bush tax cuts and the incremental cuts start becoming less incremental and more apparent. And I don't want to see that, but if you look at the numbers, folks, if you look at the amount debt takes on our GDP, you take a look at consumer debt as a whole, you take a look at actual assets that are accumulated by actual American people, it just doesn't add up. I can continue listing things, but it just doesn't add up. So don't let the next 2 years fool you. That's why I'm beginning the show, True Capitalist Radio, in hopes of getting you folks to go out there and capitalize on some of these opportunities out here. But anyway, I think that J.P. Morgan beat the street's expectations. And actually, the news of that came out at about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes before the actual bell rang for the stock market. And if you saw Dow and NASDAQ and S&P futures before that particular news came out, it looked like it was going to be another bad day at the market. Another point of economic data that I don't think that had much of an impact, but a lot of the mainstream media seems to think it was the retail sales rise. The rise in retail sales. Now, at first glance, it looks, look, we got a rise in retail sales. It's great, everything looks great. But if you dissect that retail sales output, you take out the purchase of vehicles, and to be honest with you, the retail sales weren't up to not only the street's expectations, but for corporate expectations. It seemed as though everybody was buying, but you have to remember how corporations were able to achieve the consumer to go out and buy. speculated in the previous two shows, these retail sales, and just like I just said previous, that it's built on not necessarily whole retail sales. I mean, this is an accumulation of all things sold in America. So all things sold in America, yeah, retail sales are up. If you take away car sales, the retail sales as a whole minus car sales did not do as well as corporate America or the street expected. And if you've listened to the past couple of shows, folks, I have speculated, and you can take this to the bank, that in the springtime, we're going to see a low point in the market. We're going to see a low point in the market, but let me tell you this, folks. It's going to bounce back up by summer. And not to mention, we're going to see a rise in commodities. I mean, I don't know if you saw it yesterday. I was giddy yesterday until some ass clown called me up and tried to, prank on my show and be an ass clown. But I was giddy yesterday because, commodities are up. Commodities are way up, with the exception of gold, of course. I mean, gold, it's funny. I mean, I think that people should be in gold for the next 2 or 3 years. It should be a semi-long-term investment. Because I believe that, we're going to see gold prices at $3,000, maybe $4,000 an ounce. And I'm not just saying that because I'm some gold pumper and dumper. I'm saying, look at all the gold pumper and dumpers. I'm against gold. I think that gold is a ridiculous investment. But when you see opportunities, you turn on the news channels and you see that every damn advertisement is some gold firm trying to pump you some gold stock or gold bar or gold future or gold something. You know as well as I that gold is going to go up and it's going to continue going up. The only reason it's gone down for the past couple of days is because people are selling off on their positions. They're selling off on their positions. These are the people that bought high. They don't want to sit around and, keep their positions in gold. They want to sell them off and go into some of this other commodity juice that's happening out here, But I think that people should be accumulating gold. I think they need to save it. I think they need, they need to get a safety deposit box. They need to do something. They need to get a humongous safe that weighs about 800 pounds and throw in as much gold as you possibly can, but don't make it all of your portfolio. You see, that's what these morons on TV, even the pundits, even these ass clown political pundits like, Michael Savage, that stupid, San Francisco prostate-infected bastard, and old Glenn Beck, who used to rip me off for material. These people are gold pumper and dumpers. It just makes me sick. Every sentence out of their mouth. Oh, you gotta go buy gold, guys. You gotta go buy gold. Shut your stupid mouth. You're gold pumper and dumpers. You know it and I know it. But like I've said, folks, there is going to be money made because of all the accumulation of the commodity of gold. There's going to be money made because the spending. All right? I mean, look at what they've done thus far, the supposed compromise for the extension of the Bush tax cuts. I mean, this compromise entailed so much pork being added on to this dumb bill that it just doesn't seem that these stupid politicians get it. So the more and more these politicians spend, the more and more gold is going to rise. And the more and more people accumulate gold, the more and more it's going to rise. But America, we love a good bubble. Oh, yeah, just like the real estate bubble, just like the dot-com bubble, we love a good bubble. Savings and loans, we love a good bubble. And let me tell you, this is a bubble right here, folks, and you better get in while the getting's good and go in long term. And I'm talking about 2 or 3 years tops. And when you start seeing those damn prices for gold at about $3,000, $4,000 an ounce, you cash out, and you move those cash reserves somewhere else. You move them somewhere else because I wouldn't put them in American dollars, that's for sure. And we'll discuss all that in another show. We'll discuss all that stuff in another show. But seriously, folks, once you start seeing them prices here in about 2 or 3 years at $3,000 or $4,000 an ounce of gold, cash out and move it. And I'm not saying move it in an illegal fashion. I'm just talking about move it somewhere else. Pay the taxes on it, do whatever you have to do, and then move it into another currency, move it into another bank offshore somewhere. Do whatever you have to do because, in my personal opinion, I think the American currency in 4 or 5 years. I don't really like gold. I think gold is just a shiny rock. I mean, it is not a commodity that's going to be sought after if the currency collapses. Now, I don't believe, I'm not a Glenn Beck idiot, I don't believe that the currency is going to collapse. I believe that, if anything, it's going to be worth less. Now, how less is it going to be worth? Who the hell knows? Because, if you look at Zimbabwe out there, they just printed out their $1 trillion bill. And believe it or not, I think that a roll of toilet paper out there in Zimbabwe costs like $500,000. And the reason is because the damn monetary system, or whatever joke Mickey Mouse system they got in Zimbabwe, printed out so much money that the money is worthless. It's worthless. So in my personal opinion, gold, I understand that there's a bubble going on, and like I said, I'm a buy on gold, and I'm a buy on gold for the next 3 years. You hold on to it for 3 years and cash out at 3,000 or 4,000. But in my personal opinion, I think that this bubble on gold is just way overinflated, way hyper-sensationalized. If the currency happens to be depleted to the point where we're having to pay, tremendous prices for products because of the depletion or the overprinting of money, I don't think gold is going to be something people are going to want to trade. I don't think gold is going to be something that people are going to want to exchange, because why? It's not a commodity that's for any kind of industrial or retail use. It's just a shiny rock. And the only thing that makes gold really rise in value is those rich folks that want to put, nice gold rings and diamonds around their neck and their fingers. I mean, that's really what makes gold value rise. But what are you going to use gold for? You don't use gold for anything. It's a shiny rock. And that's why I've always said, folks, I mean, I know that there's people out here that want, we got to go back to the gold standard. We got to do this. Give me a break. We just need fiscal monetary policy. That's what we need. All right? Fiscal monetary policy is what we need. We don't need to go back to the gold standard. Gold is a shiny rock, ass clowns. All right? Ron Paul, I know he's from Texas. I know that he's out here, trying to pump and dump all this nonsense. Gold is a shiny rock. If the damn economy collapsed and you wanted to trade something, I am not going to trade you any of my goods for a damn gold rock or a gold necklace, all right? I'm not going to do it. What I'm going to do is see if you've got a cow, because I could probably slaughter that cow and probably feed my family for about 6 months or whatever however big the cow is. Or I'm going to maybe get some ears of corn or some commodities or some food or some copper so I can put in my damn air conditioning, keep the damn thing running, and commodities, ass clown. I mean, good God, I just don't understand where people are coming from. Anyway, I don't mean to get off on that tirade. I am a buy on gold, all right? For those of you that are trying to accumulate it, accumulate as much as possible, hold on to it. 2 or 3 years from now, when it's up about 3,000 or 4,000, remember, it's up to you when you want to sell off. Don't get too greedy now. Don't get too greedy at 4,000 or 3,500 or 3,300 and say, I'm going to stay in there. I'm going to get all it's worth. Because then you can lose your ass. Because in my personal opinion, I think the true value of gold at this point is about 700 or 800 an ounce. That's the way it should be. It should be at about 700 or 800 an ounce out here. But instead, where are we at? Even on a bad day, even on a bad gold future trading day, what are we at? 13 change still. 1,300 and change. Unreal. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I was talking a little bit about, before I got on that gold rant, I was talking a little bit about how retail sales are up and how those retail sales are inflated with car sales. And you know how we are. We love a good car. And the reason that car sales are up is because, I think we're still reaping the, I don't know if you want to call it the rewards, but the side effects of stimulus package 2. This whole car buying initiative thing. And this is another thing. And I don't mean to go off on another tirade here, but I get so many goddamn emails from smartasses who email me up and say, I don't really agree with you, Ghost, that you say that a car is not an asset. A car is an asset. your ignorance and say, no, you know what, it is an asset, Ghost. You're lying. I don't believe you. You're just being a meanie. You people are stupid, you know. The only way a car can be an asset, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but keep beating it, sorry. The only way a car can be an asset is if you buy a car, fix it up, all right? And you're able to sell that car after it's fixed up and, for a lot more than what you put into it. That's the only way it becomes an asset, you morons. All right? That's the only, you know, you buy an old car, you fix it up, and you don't necessarily have to sell it. You can go to a car shows, you know, that's what these car shows are for, and all that crap. You know, and then once you begin making a market for your car, when people start seeing it and they like it, you got a lot of rich pricks wanting to buy it, that's when it becomes an asset. Or that you see that there's a new trend of, you know, people buying a particular make of, or a particular year of a certain car. You buy one, refinish it, you know, or remake it, whatever the case might be, and then go out there and put it on the market. And then it's an asset, you idiots. Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, I know you people don't want to admit whatever. Look, I'm not saying I'm perfect, man, all right? And nobody's perfect. All right, I mean, this is a game, pal. I mean, we're all going to be sidetracked by our own impulsive, consumeristic urges, you know? We're all going to, you know, make impulsive buys. We're all going to do stupid things. But you need to understand that you can't base your life on those stupid, impulsive decisions. And that's what a lot of people do in America. As a matter of fact, that's what most people do in America. And that's what I'm trying to prevent you from doing. Because you don't need to do that. Let me tell you something right now, folks, okay? You can buy all the top-of-the-line crap right now. Spend all your money buying all the top-of-the-line crap and all the retail crap. You save it, just, you know, live on it for about 3 years. In 3 years, people are going to be laughing at you like, oh, my God, that's old. You still have one of those? Oh, my God. I mean, that's just how the game works, folks. I mean, why are you idiots going out there spending retail dollars for, you know, the Chinese-made goods and then pissing and moaning about how you can't feed your damn kids? You know, why are you going out there, you know, you single dish rag whore mothers out here that are, you know, shitting out kids like you're a damn, oven or some crap, going out here spending about $30, $40, $50 to get your nails did every week, and then you're pissing and moaning how, you know, you ain't got enough money to feed your kid. I ain't got money to feed my kids. I ain't got no money to feed my kids. I mean, you know, it just makes me sick. This is why I don't feel sorry for anybody in America. I don't feel sorry for nobody. Because everybody has an opportunity. You know who I feel sorry for? People in the international community that are being, you know, genocided. You know, that are being tortured, you know, being starved to death because some junta wants to, you know, put some kind of, you know, distribution process on the food that's incoming from the United Nations. You know, that's who I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for people that have had to put up with actual strife and misery. I mean, that's what I feel sorry for. I don't feel sorry for people in America that are out here, oh, man, I'm getting I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, why don't you stop spending so much damn money on your ridiculous, pathetically anal, vain purchases and actually purchase what you need for right now and save the remainder in some sort of an asset-based shelter so that you can have something to show for yourself, you worthless piece of trash. I mean, good God, man. I mean, is this brain science, man? I mean, well, what's going on here? Anyway, I know I'm being a little, you know, there's probably people getting a little upset. They're like, oh, my God, I can't believe he's talking that way about people. You're damn right I'm talking that way about people. I'm sick. You know, I'm sick of going, I mean, America used to be a great country. You know that? I mean, you know, even in the 80s when I was a conservative, right? I could even put up with all the little freakiness that was happening out then. You know, you remember the hair bands, you know, these ass clowns with leather chaps with the crotch missing and the hair looking like some broad or something. I mean, I could even hack all that because it was, you know, it was semi-innocent to some degree. You know, you didn't have gangs out Listen to mommy and daddy. If mommy and daddy are, got a lake house and, they're living in the city, they got properties, they're living large. Maybe then you might want to listen to them. But, if there's just some schmucks out here, trying to, give you some sort of moral speech about, sacrifice and, hard work and, all this other nonsense. Okay, look, I agree, hard work, it pays off, but don't sit here and justify, 30 or 40 years of mediocrity. All right? I understand that we all have to work. We all have to, do some crap jobs. We all have to, shovel fish guts or clean enema bags for a living for a portion of our lives. I understand that. But that's the point when you should be gaining your capital. That's energy that you're never going to get back in your life. Those are disgusting moments that you have to do and you should only have to do for a limited time so that you can gather your capital and flip it. But instead, to justify people's, stagnant mediocrity, they want to sit here and say, oh, yeah, I was a hard worker. I cleaned dirty shit bowls for 40 years. I'm a hard worker. Give me a break. And look, I'd understand if you cleaned shitholes for 40 years and you were in an emerging market that was barely budding into modernity. Yeah, then I'd understand that. Then I'd be like, oh, well, then good for you, man. Hopefully your son, your daughters will do something better. No, that's not what happens in America today, now, in today's America, especially in today's warped, teenage, pregnant, fetished, octo-mom, induced, ridiculous society. That's not what we think. We think that we can just kind of go out, especially these woman liberators out here, like octo-mom. You think you can go out and shit out 8 kids that don't even have to have any kind of economic foundation to fall back on. You don't have a place to live, nothing. It's okay. It's woman liberation, right? That's what this is, right? Woman liberation. I'm going to shit out 8 kids, and it's woman liberation. I don't care. I don't have to be fiscally responsible. I don't have to take responsibility for my own. And all I got to do is, all I got to do is give people this. All I got to do is say this. My kids. My kids. And the more I say that, the more people are going to feel sorry for me. The more people are going to do things for me. The more people are going to give me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shit out 8 kids and just keep going, my kid, my kid. And then soon enough, the government will give me my cash. I could probably take one of these jag-offs to child support. It's just, Jesus Christ. And I know that I'm making a lot of people sick in the chat room here, but look, this is America, folks. This is it. I wish it was different, man. I wish that this was civil society like we used to live in. Remember that? I've said this time and time again, folks. We just passed a Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays. And once again, what was on 24 hours a day on one of those little channels out there? A Christmas Story. Oh, that beautiful little 80s movie that rekindles the spirit of an innocence of late 1940s, early 1950s. A Christmas Story. Now, like I've said time and time again, why do you think A Christmas Story is, such a great movie around website of True Capitalist Radio, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And the reason I said death to feminism, folks, is because look at what feminism induced. Now, do I agree that women should go out and work? Yes. Should women be entrepreneurs? Yes. Should women have opportunities that men do? Yes. But should women equate woman liberation with trivializing life? No. And on top of women trivializing life by shitting out children, being single and, having multiple different children from multiple different fathers, just kind of winging it when it comes to their financial security, who is going to foot the bill for this irresponsibility? Well, it's me, and it's you. It's individuals that actually want to do something in life. It's individuals that actually pay the taxes. And you see, folks, like I've said, you put the social landscape, you put the political landscape, you put the economic landscape all together. America ain't looking good. I mean, for the next 2 years, it's going to look like it's looking good, but it's not. And that's why I'm strongly advising everybody. I forgot to mention this on the last show. I hate to admit this, but since I've been making a little money, I've been moving into condominiums in the inner city. I've been kind of walking around the streets of Austin, Texas. I've been having a lot more time to spend with the missus out here. In the process of spending time with the missus, I hate to admit this, but I've actually been watching the freaking Home Gardening Network. Yeah. Oh, gee, I know. Everybody's probably laughing their asses off at me here, but I've been actually watching this crap. And one of the shows that has really particularly piqued my interest is House Hunters International. And the reason I like this show is it just shows potential buyers, whether they're from America or from the international community, actually investing in a complete different market in a different country than their country of origin. And what's really cool about this show is that it actually shows the discrepancies in different currencies. For instance, American people that are going out to, Costa Rica or going out to Belize. Going out to, the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, which I have. Anyway, all these things, it shows that the dollar goes a lot farther in these markets. And it also shows that these individuals that are moving to these particular emerging markets out here, they're actually investing in the community. They're actually not only purchasing real estate, they're actually investing in business. Now, why is it easier to invest in business in the international community than it is here in America? Well, if you take a look at America, folks, we have depleted the ideas of business. I mean, do you remember back in the 80s and the 70s when we go to shopping centers and shopping malls, there'd be stores galore. I mean, there'd be stores up and down, independent shops, and big, regional and national shops all over the place. Now you go into a shopping mall, what? It's the same idiots in every shopping mall, the same dump stores, the same corporate chains, the same everything. And why? Because we've run out of ideas. We've already, our developed modern country has already ran through all the consumeristic concepts that we could come by. So what is the consumer waiting for? We're waiting for innovation. Why haven't we had innovation? Because look at the freaking public education system and look at the family system that these children are being raised in. And in the broadcast description, I talk about I'm putting out a call for American originality. Well, that's what I'm putting out a call for, American originality, because there is a lack of it. I mean, is it just me, or when I walk around America, I see there's about at least 7 or 8 versions of the same freaking person. You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, 7 or 8 different versions of the same people. I mean, when you walk into a place, you've got that, your typical younger douchebag, surfer boy, Abercrombie Fitch wearing bastard, right? Then you got your old pricks that are supposed to be my age, even though I hope I don't look like these old, frayed, shorts wearing, flip-flop wearing, shit-stained t-shirt having pieces of crap out here. I hope I don't look like guess I never really appreciated the innovation, the creativity that the 80s inspired based upon the economic prosperity of the time. But you take a look at the 80s, remember they would sell all kinds of weird and innovative things over the television, over, a variety of different mediums. Now what are we being sold in the media? What the singing freaking fish? The singing, I saw a product, what the hell is it called? The foot washer. Yeah, the freaking foot washer. Not only that, I'm tired of these bastards that, keep painting, like a $2 bill or a damn half dollar and putting it in front of my face on the television set trying to sell it to me for like 20 bucks. What the hell is that about? What the hell is this? I'm going to buy a $2 bill for 20 bucks. I mean, that's how stupid America... do you understand what I'm saying? A lack of innovation, a lack of originality. It's like the pet rock. I mean, it's like these stupid ideas, a lack of originality. So that's why I'm putting a call out for originality. Think outside the box, and if you're going to make any kind of innovation, or if you're one of those people that wants to, innovate something cool, please. I'm sick and tired of, what was another one? The potty putter. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we have. The potty putter on TV. That's what being sold. That's the originality that we have in America today. Hey, look, you can play potty putter while you're taking a dirty diarrhea dump in the commode. You can play. You can freshen up on your putting skills. Please, America. Hello, is this thing on? Help. Is this thing on? I want everybody that's listening out there, please. I need some originality. America's being flushed down the proverbial toilet. Our government sucks. The people sucks. Everything sucks out here. Oh, we're overregulated as capitalists. All right? We're overtaxating as capitalists. And I'm getting sick of it. I want other capitalists out there that are taking the initiative, that are actually making some serious money in this country, to start realizing that we're not going to sit here and take this crap anymore, all right? I don't want the government to tickle our ass cracks and tell us that everything's a good day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood out here. I want to see some freaking action. I want to see some lower taxation. I want to see some deregulation. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see leftists out here demonizing capitalists as if we're greaseball, slick-back bastards in pinstripe suits flipping nickels. All right? That's not what we are. We are the folks of the machinery that is America. And for everybody to demonize, everybody who's demonizing, anybody who's out here that's a capitalist, it makes me sick. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm going off keister here, folks, but let me tell you, I'm a true capitalist. Anybody who's trying to play this little politics game, oh, I'm from the left wing, oh, I'm from the right wing, oh, I'm from the center. It doesn't matter. It's the same crap, different plate, folks. So as far as I'm concerned, I know that, I'm ambiguously political with a lot of the rhetoric that I convey on this broadcast, but it's all about capitalism, folks. I mean, if you want to make a true impact on politics, don't be political. That's one first thing, okay? Don't be political and focus on your own economic future. Be a capitalist. And once you become a capitalist and obtain as many assets and as much money as you possibly can, then go buy yourself one of these stupid scumbag politicians. It's that simple, that easy. And that's the way I'm starting to do it, and that's the way it's going to be from now on. All right? I mean, that's all there is to it. The only way you're going to make a true change in America is through economics. And what's really unfortunate is that it's not really going to change, folks. I mean, there's too many losers. I hate to keep saying this. I hate to keep saying that there's losers in America and that this and that. But there are, man. I mean, I feel sorry for those that are working, man. I mean, every time I go into any place, I don't care if it's a grocery store, a restaurant, a fast food joint, wherever. I appreciate the service that somebody is giving me. As a matter of fact, it's gotten a lot better since 2008. I don't know if you've noticed this. If you go into your nearest restaurant, I mean, the service has gotten a lot better. Haven't you noticed that? You want to know why? Because these people actually care about their job. They actually have some integrity themselves. They don't want to lose their work. They don't want to lose their jobs out here. It's not like scumbag America pre-2008 when, idiots would have a new job every week. I mean, people are actually appreciating their, positions in life, even if it is a lowly-ass waiter or a dishwasher or whatever the case might be. And the reason is because everybody who isn't working is still getting paid too. Oh yeah, and I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but uh, I mean, whereas our stupid government, our pathetic government, is actually giving incentives for people not to work. And until we rectify that, and unfortunately, when we do rectify it, I think these people are going to go nuts. All right, and I'm not trying to be some hyper-sensationalistic ass clown. I'm just being realistic. Anyway, folks, we're in the second hour of the True Conservative, or True Conservative. Strike that from the record. Let me slap myself in the face. I mean, give me a